right. Are you guys really arguing about the, like, who said hi first? Yeah, I think we are. What's up, guys? Welcome back. This is the Sunday Dose, and as I'm trying to fix chat, trying to talk to Harry, who is my co-host tonight, and
Good evening.
he's not paying attention. What's going on?
I'm totally paying attention.
Dude, you never ever pay attention.
I
You
pay
don't.
attention.
No,
I pay attention.
No, you don't. Really.
I pay attention.
No, you don't.
Alright, fine. I don't pay attention. Ever. Okay? Here we go.
I told you. Yeah. Anyway, guys, what's up? I can't even fix chat right now because I'm getting frustrated for a second. But, guys, what's going on? One more show till 50. Of course, this is episode 49. Today is, there goes my phone again, September 27, 2015, and this is the Sunday Dose. My name is Obi1X2, and as always, I try to have at least one person with me. And today with me today is Harry Man Rocks, my farming buddy, / ETS2 buddy, / every other game you could think of. We are talking more about competitive gaming. It's the final show for this. We're gonna get on some Road to BlizzCon, and then maybe talk a little bit. Depends on who else is in here. So, if you were part of the last show, I do want to say hurry up, jump in TeamSpeak, just because we want those same talking. So anybody does want to join the show, if you got something interesting to say about competitive gaming or the Road to BlizzCon, please come up and join us on TeamSpeak. And that's TeamSpeak info is actually in chat right now, so you guys can actually jump in if you don't know it. So, Harry, what's up, man? How you been? Yeah? Yeah, good talk. Harry? And Harry muted himself. So we're just gonna start talking here. All right, cool. We do want to give we do like to give shout outs to those that of course deserve it. And then for those that don't deserve it, I just like doing it anyway. So we do want to give big shout outs to, of course, none other than geekingethics.net, just because they're the host of this wonderful show. Well, not the host, but that's where it's at. You guys can go to geekingethics.net and check out any show that I've done. Harry, are you back yet? Yeah? No? Okay. Good talk. But we're going to get, we do also want to, got a couple communities that I'm a part of. Thunder, I can't remember what it is either. I was just on it today. Thunder Gaming, I believe. And then, of course, you have gamers, Gunny Gamers. Because we love those guys. And I think Harry, bailed on me. He broke his mic. Wow. Good talk. Yeah. But if you guys do, like I said, if you guys are on chat, you guys want to, those that are live, you guys want to join the conversation, please do. I'm always looking for more voices to break up my talking, just because I can talk. I will talk for an hour and a half. I can do it. But not a lot of people want to hear that. So, that being said, Beard and Hat, Morgana Freya, jump on TeamSpeak. Let's have some fun. Okay. Morgana's here. I'm going to throw her in chat and see what happens. Or in TeamSpeak and just see what happens, because, I can drag everybody. And nobody can drag me. That's awesome. But we do want to give other shout-outs, of course, to prior guests and just people that, yeah. So, 30G, Pyro, Insane, Locksmith, Goalie Man for the win, Link Wall, and of course, Harry Man. He's He's got some stuff to say every now and then. Now, I shout these guys out every single week.
I fixed it.
I shout these guys out every single show, and a lot of you guys have no freaking clue who they are. Well, I'm here to tell you. Well, if anybody knows North Authority G, I met this guy a year, or more ago, and started watching his stream, and just we were both playing Dawn Gate, and it was just a positive experience when I went to his stream. Well, now he's with. I wonder if I can say it. I'm going to say it anyway. Now he's with Motiga and actually doing some really great things over there. And big salutes to you, Mr. Authority G. Pyro Insane. You guys, if you guys don't know him, go look him up right now. Go look up Beard Apocalypse on Twitch. The man, I swear to God, he has got a glorious. I mean, I don't like saying people have glorious beards without saying my own, but he has a glorious beard. Kind of it gives me about a half a chub when I think about it. Not him, the beard. But Goalie Man for the Win is another gang member that was attempting to do threes and go to BlizzCon and all that good stuff, which is very, something if you're actually going to try to do it. And of course, Link and Lily, love you guys to death. Nothing much to say except for go and check them guys out. And of course, Harry Man Rocks. He's
Good evening.
My my farming buddy. He wrote his name in here, so I'm just gonna hot him out real quick. But he's my farming buddy, my ETS2 buddy, and just have some fun. So, and real quick, and of course, you guys in chat. Yeah, I love you guys. Every time, even if I'm talking by myself for 99% of the time, you guys are always there, and I really appreciate it. Now, last show, you guys are going off the hook. I laughed for most of the show, then I couldn't even talk. So, but Yogi was here, and we all know Yogi. He talks like a sumbitch.
Yeah, he does.
But if we didn't have one of those guys, it would be boring. There's Yogi. I wonder he'll probably jump on here. He'll probably jump. Oh yeah, he's there. He's here. Everyone, the talker is here. Yes, my throat's getting hurt. It's starting to hurt already, and we just started. Just kidding, yo. But welcome, guys. A few things that I want to get down and dirty with, of course, is I know you guys don't like them, but I want to say them anyway because they are sponsors that actually gave me a shot personally. But I do want to give shout-outs to, of course, No Scope Gaming Glasses and GG Culture and Apparel. I know there's kind of a conflict with the apparel on geekyantics.net and then this one, but I don't think so because they're not the same shirt, they're not the same clothes. But if you guys have any questions about those, go ahead and go to my channel, Obi1X2, and you guys can just scroll down and check out those two sponsors. And hey, get some. It would really help me out. So again, guys, the Sunday Dose is moving to somewhat of a round. Damn, there's For the Love of the Kill too. He's got to get on here too. But the Sunday Dose is moving to a roundtable, more of a roundtable discussion. So if you guys would like to join, of course, like I said before, please do, and throw at least your 2 cents in there, because if you don't, it'll let's see, chat.
You still gotta fix chat on
Huh? We still got
on the stream is still broken.
No, it's not.
Oh.
You think it's broken?
Well, you can't see chat. I don't think. Wait, hold on. Hold on.
It's working.
You know what? I hate my computer sometimes. Just alright,
So,
just ignore me.
Oh, shizzles, I'm gonna hide and play more Rainbow Six Siege. Okay. So Yogi's not, I think he's gonna join, or he's gonna play Siege and then try to talk at the same time. We've seen how that works.
I'm teasing.
We've seen how that's worked before. It doesn't for either of us, because we both tried it. We both tried, because I was actually on Time and Me Tea Time a couple weeks ago, and I was sitting there playing a game. He's like, yo, Obi. I'm like, what? He goes, what are you doing? Oh, I'm sorry. So, we've both tried. Sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't. But welcome, guys. How are you guys doing?
Hello.
Doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Oh, God.
I don't know.
I'm doing great. You know, I'm from the bloody Irish country. I'm doing great.
Suddenly, I'm craving potatoes.
Dude, no, I'm craving some corned beef and cabbage is what I'm craving right now.
Oh, hell
I,
yeah.
I am. I really am. And I'm half tempted to go all the way to fucking Wyoming to get some.
Damn.
Really.
Or a good
That's
corned
right.
beef sandwich.
Because it's at Mork's house actually. So
That's right.
everybody to Mork's
Right.
house. We're gonna go buy a shit ton of corned beef. She's gonna do it in one of those big witch pots.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna get these fuckers.
Oh my
Bubble,
god.
bubble, toil, and trouble.
Yes, yes.
Mhm.
You didn't know Morg was a witch, huh? Just kidding.
Yeah, usually the gingers are.
Wow.
Wow.
He called me a ginger on Thursday, Morg. Too.
Technically, I'm not a ginger though. Just redheaded.
Okay.
Are they?
I thought a
Not-
ginger was redhead.
Yeah.
No, they're more like an orangish red color.
Good point. You have a good point on that.
Well, to me, the quintessential ginger is the one with freckles and red hair.
Yeah. Their face is covered in freckles and their hair is as bright as daylight.
Yeah, I don't have any freckles.
Yeah, that's the pure ginger.
I do. You just can't see him under my beard.
You might lose your cover soon.
Hey, shut your mouth.
yeah,
that-
you're the one that said it first.
Hey, we're not talking about that. If my wife's listening right now, she's cheering her ass off right now. Yogi, shh. You be
You
quiet.
really listening?
My wife, she listens to
Yeah.
every show.
Shave the beard.
I just don't know. I just never know. She's always lurking because she's got stuff to do.
In his sleep, do it.
Shave his beard in his sleep. I already told her.
That's considered rape, by the way. Messing with a man's facial hair.
You
while
can't
he's
rape the
sleeping.
willing though. That's the problem. I've already
That's what I was
told.
thinking.
I've already told her though. If she ever did that while I was sleeping, I would wait till she was sleeping and I would shave her head.
Oh.
So she's not gonna shave my beard.
Shit.
She's not gonna do it. That's just how it is.
Damn.
And she's
Damn,
like, really? I was like, are you really gonna shave my beard? She's like, yeah. I was like, then yeah. You shave my beard while I'm sleeping. If I hear a bzzz at all, I'm jumping up and then I'm not even gonna look. I'm not even gonna see if you did it or not. I'm just gonna shave your head.
Aw, damn.
Oh yeah, it's on. It's on. She doesn't live with me now. Well, she hasn't in 8 months, 7 months. That's
Where do
what
I sign up for that?
That's what.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
No, that's what I tell people. Like that's why she doesn't live with me anymore because I starting to shave her head. And
God.
a lot of people believe it. That's the thing. It's kind of funny.
That scares me that a lot of people believe you.
Why is it scary you that a lot of people believe me? Come on,
just
stick
is.
your foot in your mouth further.
Yeah, no.
Come on, keep talking. You're gonna do it. You're gonna do it. Keep going.
I don't have an argument. Why would people believe you? Let's see. I don't know. I wouldn't believe you on a lot of things.
What the fuck?
I'm just gonna mute myself and shut up.
Get out of here, mate.
Yeah.
Direct scrub.
But guys, another one that just joined us for Love of the Kill. How you doing, buddy?
Good, you?
For Love of T-Kill. Exactly.
T-kill, whatever. It's the same.
T-Kill.
Wait, hold on a second. Which one of the folks here in the chat or in the call is Killer Sergeant on Xbox Live?
Killer Sniper 305, that would be me.
Is that you? Were you on with us yesterday on Titanfall?
No.
All right.
Someone was on, and there was someone we had on the Sunny Dose before, I think.
Dude, I'm gonna say something to you, Yogi. And
Yeah.
This is with all the love in the world. if you're gonna do a gang night and you want me to show up, don't fucking play Xbox. I'm just saying, dude. I was sitting there.
I tagged you so you knew what was going on.
I was sitting there. I was like, all right, gang night. Hell, let's go. And then all of a sudden, you're like, Xbox Live. I'm like, okay, never mind. I'll go play something else.
I mean, we had a good show. You could have still done a gang night and done the PC side. I just said, I'm going to do an Xbox side because that's easier for me right now.
Mm-hmm. No, that's cool. I watched the whole thing. It was great. It was funny.
SG was there for a little while. We were playing Titanfall. It was great.
I was watching you guys.
Oh my gosh, we were doing terrible. You see how bad we were doing at first, and then we made a real comeback.
Yeah, you were sucking pretty hard. You were sucking the big donger.
Hey, no, I was usually at least in the middle of the. I was usually at least in the middle of the leaderboard, at least. You know, that's a good place to be. When you're in the bottom, then you have to worry.
Started at the bottom, now I'm in the middle.
That should be a song right there.
Yeah.
That sounds like a bad sex joke.
Started at the feet, now I'm in the middle. Got it.
Hey, baby, I'm the cream in the middle. You know what I mean?
Topics today. Wow. Topics today, guys. We're going to continue the competitive scene. We're going to kind of go a little bit deeper. We got some raw questions that even you guys in chat, thanks to Yogi Zilly, things even you guys in chat can get into and discuss. For those that are on the podcast, yeah, you guys need to be here. But first of all, if you are listening to the podcast, thank you very much for listening. Second, if you'd like to leave any voicemails or anything like that, we have a voicemail line and we have an email line. You guys can email us at mail@geekyantics.net, or if you want to, obi1x2@geekyantics.net. And check us out. Send us a voicemail, guys. We listen to them here, too. It'd be kind of hard with, I'd have to get everything working so everybody else could hear it. But you guys can 206-415-4987. You guys can leave us a voicemail, and we'll, if it's for the Sunday Dose, we'll listen to it on the Sunday Dose and reply. So,
Damn, could you fucking memorize that number?
I say it 5 or 6 times a week, man. Yeah, it's just it kind of rolls off the tongue, you know.
It's so natural.
Exactly. And then after that, we're going to be talking a little bit more of Road to BlizzCon. The tournaments that the Heroes of the Storm tournament that I watched. Oh my God. I started playing Heroes of the Storm again just because of it. And I'm ranked 15, by the way. We're going up. What?
Huh? I said GG. God, what do you think I said? Fuck you?
Yeah, kinda. But we're moving on up. If you guys do want to play not Hearthstone. What the fuck? Heroes of the Storm with me. By all means, we're gonna start ramping up and starting doing lots of Hero League, and we're gonna go rank number 1. We'll go rank 1. That's what we're going for, shooting for.
And we need to do some team ranked play.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I have to say, because that new Rainbow Six Siege came out.
Mm-hmm.
You guys played it?
Yogi's been playing it every second of every day.
Anyone else?
Playing it right now. I'm not.
I didn't. I haven't.
About.
It's Rainbow Six, the Siege that just came out.
No, I
I
haven't.
playing on Xbox.
Haven't heard of it.
That game is going to go competitive, Babak says.
Is that really going to go to really?
Yeah, I really think how it's hit the scene. I really think it's going to go competitive.
Well, you know, they're targeting the competitive scene because there were people actually bitching on Twitter because they were giving.
Bitching.
Well, you know, yeah, the internet always complains, but it was just the silliest thing to complain about. They were mad because they were giving priority beta access to all the esports people.
Wow.
Like, well, yeah, that's smart because that's gonna get the game out there.
They gave us all Twitch people first, and then the esports people, and then they started giving it to like general population. Like all YouTubers and streamers got it first.
And that's really the smartest way to go about it, really. At least Ubisoft gets that, you gotta get it into the social media spaces,
Mm-hmm.
The esports players and the streamers are going to be a best brand advocates if you think about it.
Well, yeah, they're the guys that are playing it. I mean, those are the guys that are actually saying, this would be, and I'm going to use it, but just kind of like how Counter-Strike 1.6 came out. When 1.6 in Source, I mean, it was that was the same thing. How they actually put it out to the, well, they didn't put it out to the streamers because there weren't any, but they put it out to the esports and all that stuff. But it's just switched around now, which I think is going to be better because that'll get Blizzard more of a footing, I guess you could say, in, like you said, Yogi, in the community and on social media, everywhere, saying, hey, this is going to be an esport game. Come join now. And actually, you know, get more people on the bandwagon, which they did it right. And like I said before, and like I'll say again, Blizzard, for Blizzard to come into and have all their games that they have, I'm not going to name them off, but have all the games that Blizzard has, and you have World of Warcraft, that their PvP is now becoming slowly becoming an esport. Racing John, what's up, man? Their Hearthstone is an esport. Heroes of the Storm is an esport. StarCraft is an esport. I mean, there's almost every game in World of War and Blizzard is an esport now, or that is coming to an esport, which is that right there. They're actually doing something worthwhile to make everybody, if not happy, but you know, saying, hey, this is something that Blizzard's getting into that we need to jump on. Anybody else?
I'm with you. I think people also underestimate how big Blizzard has become with the esports scene. Because like people are like, oh, Heroes of the Storm is not going to be that big, but Hearthstone is already huge, and that's a game that's only growing more and more popular. People that didn't even think Hearthstone was that serious of a game are now growing to gain an appreciation of it.
And it's a single player game too. It's not like it's a team game.
Yeah.
Okay, so right now, okay, it's on computer, it's on iOS, it's also on the Play Store. So it is, Hearthstone right now is actually on every single device, besides like the consoles. If you think about it, it is amazing for people who like even are doing competitive play can still just like hop on, like, and while they're on an airplane or do whatever they want, just play the game. But just Blitz did a lot for that game because I don't think any other game that's that competitive is also on a mobile device.
Yeah.
Okay, now my question to you, Kill, is, do you think that, in your opinion, and I'll ask Yogi too, that is Hearthstone ever going to come to consoles? You think Blizzard will actually make that jump at any point in time?
Yes, because they made the jump to mobile. Like, if you think about it, let's look at Minecraft. I know a lot of people that will look down on this. But look at Minecraft. Minecraft did the exact same thing. It started on computer, jumped to mobile, then it also jumped to console. I think it's the exact same thing. We jumped each one, but it's going to happen a lot faster with this game because of the competitive thing with Blitz, and also Blitz is bigger than Mojang, so I think it's going to happen probably within, I say, 2 years.
I say a year.
Yeah, but you also have to think about it. They have to talk to Microsoft, and they have to talk to Sony about doing it. They can't.
Yeah, but I'm sure
just
they're
jump into
already
it.
doing that, though. I'm sure they're already talking to them.
It's just a lot of having to deal with the higher ups. That's what I'm saying.
Yogi, what do you think?
That would be a dream come true, because when it came to mobile, my time in Hearthstone went up a lot more, even though I'm streaming it less, which is kind of the downside.
That just means you poop too much.
It means I poop and I smoke too much, so. But see, the problem is that every time that it's mentioned, they seem aversive to it, like they kind of beat around the bush, and at times they've said that they have no interest, no plans for that. Like they seem pretty vehement about not going to console, which is weird because Diablo 3 on the console has done so well for them.
Well, just like Beard and Hat said in chat, the amount of money that Hearthstone could rake in on consoles is just amazing.
Oh God,
And
yes.
they need to think about it because of the loss in just major subscriptions from Blizzard. And when I say subscriptions, you guys know I mean World of Warcraft. Just because World of Warcraft's going down, guys, does not mean nothing that Blizzard's failing or they're losing. It's just other games are coming out, and that's why other people are playing them. Yes,
See,
you all know I went to Black 2 1 second. I went back to World of Warcraft and I'm playing now, but I play every Blizzard game, even StarCraft, just because it's fun. It's all in one spot.
Yeah.
You know. Go ahead, Brand.
but like with me and then me and you're both different. That I've never played World of Warcraft and probably never will. And
No, don't, dude. Don't get into it.
I won't because I know if I do, I'll do the same thing, and I would get in and spend a lot of money buying all the DLCs and everything. So I know to stay away from it
Mhm.
because I know I will spend the money and play it constantly. So just staying away from it altogether is good. But the thing is, BlitzCon did the good thing with that game, but they've also have had a few missteps. I think with all the console, like when not putting stuff on consoles, because even good computer games have been put on the console before, and then they probably double their intake of money because not everyone wants a $1,000 gaming computer. They rather have a $300 or $400 multi-purpose console that can do everything.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's going to be the point of, I'll say it, the PC master race versus console. We're not going to get into that discussion. We've done it too many times. But it's going to come down to what business plan does Blizzard, and they have one in place, of course, because they wouldn't do all this without one. But what business plan does Blizzard have to move Blizzard games into the future, whether it be esport or whether it just be expanding to consoles or with Hearthstone, how they've done that is just amazing. The new one, the new game coming out, it's going to be amazing.
See, I think if they start with starts with anything, I think they will start with Hearthstone. I think that's the one they will move to console first. If they move any to console, I think that's where they'll start.
Yeah, I agree. I think Overwatch would be a good candidate too. Actually, I would see Overwatch move to console sooner than Heroes of the Storm, just because it lends itself better to console. But like Beard said, it might be an issue with negotiating percentages. Whenever you have a virtual economy, that gets tricky. And then that might be one of those situations where their parent company or Activision actually gets involved because they're worrying about those profit margins. But on the flip side, again, they get so much volume because, not for nothing, but us PC gamers tend to be cheap bastards because we're used to everything being free. We spend money on the hardware, not the software.
Right.
On the console, it's the other way around. You spend less on the hardware, but then you spend so much money on the software because there's all these DLCs and the games are more expensive and so on and so forth.
Right.
Oh. Let's just jump in that real quick. Everyone here, I think, are primarily PC users, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Si, senor.
Until somebody makes me want to lose my beard and gets me an Xbox One.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying this right now. Okay, I have an Xbox One, but the thing is, if I compare how many hours I'm on my PC to my Xbox, everyone spends more time on this. So they are correct. Every single people who start making games and only make it for PC are correct. But Blizzard has grown so fast, and not fast, but they've grown fast enough where they have the resources to put them on consoles now. But the thing is, they're not gonna put I don't think they're ever gonna put Heroes of the Storm on there. Like, I never think League of Legends are gonna be put on console. I never think Smite's gonna be put on console.
Smite is on console, dude.
Smite is?
Yeah.
It's on
Xbox One exclusive.
Yep.
I've never seen I might have to go and look at that.
He's like, wait, it is? An answer to that is when you say they've grown so fast. You got to remember, Blizzard's been around for 20 years already.
But like I was reading all the reports, like their business spiked about 5 years back, and they like before then they were not known. Then 5 years ago they spiked, and they've kept on growing. So I'm just saying they've been around for a long time, but they got a spike in their business.
Right. Well, but they're around back to where they were before they had the spike too. Now, because of all the loss of World of Warcraft subscribers, people that are just not playing the game, things that are going to, just different games that are coming out because people are, like, oh, Blizzard's just a trap. You got to buy all this, buy, spend so much money, and then you can play good. No, it's not like that. It's something to the point where if they don't push some of their games, at least, and I'm going to say some of them, if they don't push at least some of their games to console, okay, you can't play World of Warcraft on console. I'm sorry. It ain't going to happen. Hearthstone, I could see that being on console. Heroes of the Storm, I cannot see that being on console because of how the game mechanics are and how you actually play it. Putting Heroes of the Storm on console would just like be putting Dota 2 or League of Legends on console. It's not going to work.
It's not going to work. They would have to change the whole aspect of the game to fit it into
because with console, what do you have? You have joysticks. You have controllers. PC, you have your keyboard and mouse. You do everything you do. Whatever mouse you use. Go ahead.
I said it would be closer to playing Diablo. You'd be playing Diablo pretty much, but instead of doing the thing, you'd be trying to fight 5 other people. Like, I'm trying to help you at the point. So those games are never going to make it to the console. But the thing is, with the couple games I do have, if they switched, probably they'd be in the profits, or probably around around $4 million they'd have in profits. If they charged, like, let's say, knowing them, they're probably going to charge around $5. And what does not include the in-store purchases they will get from people buying all the cards and crap that they do. Because I play it and I don't buy anything, but I just slowly do the grinds.
Yep.
But the thing is, they would get the payout twice the size because I know there's some people. I used to have friends who all they did. Actually, I still have friends who all they do is play Xbox games. They really never are on PC. So they're not hitting some of the people who they're hitting with the PC. So it would help them if they reached out and got into other areas.
Right. Well, chat says right here, Beard and Hat says World of Warcraft could work on console. I'm going to disagree with that because of 2 things. The buttons that, if you guys have ever, and I'm going to start streaming it more, but when you guys see the stream, you guys can see what I'm talking about with I'm a druid, okay, and I have my 2 specs. I have my tanking spec and I have my healing spec. From all the buttons that you have and all the buttons, the combinations that you can push and create, and I mean, I have a Logitech G600 just for World of Warcraft. I use my esport mouse or my first person shooter mouse for everything else. But just because of all those buttons, like, I don't have to. I just don't think it's gonna go. It's not gonna go very well on console, just because of the buttons and the time it's gonna take to convert everything into the, right mouse button or right bumper button with left upper bumper button with X. You do a spell or something. But then you got to think about how you're going to move around. You have 2 joysticks, and then where's your other thumb? You don't have a third thumb, so you can push buttons. It's going to be so hard on console.
See, let's look at League of Legends, and I'm just gonna put this in with there. All right, with League of Legends, there is QWER 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8
Just 7.
8. No wait.
Just 7. There's only
There's
7. Yep.
No, I'm counting buttons. I'm counting buttons right now.
Okay.
4 plus 4 plus another 3. 13 buttons, 14 buttons, 15 buttons, 16 buttons. 16 buttons. What I use.
And let me look at the
regularly.
Xbox controller next to me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
12.
That's
So right there. That's one button less than what I'm using. But there's people playing competitively what you use. Probably around 16 to 17 buttons. So the thing is, like, with if you try to switch those two games in there, that doesn't include the navigational skills. That is just the abilities. That's not including moving around. That does not include the left click, right click, and like the scroll wheel. So that would be another 3 right there on top of that. So it's 15 when that 16 when there's only 12 on the Xbox.
But you gotta see what the game is though. With World of Warcraft, it's free world, and with like League of Legends, Heroes of the Storm, it's all click move. So you got to think about what they do for any game to go to console. They have to relay out all the buttons. They have to reconfigure the buttons to actually. I mean, because you can't click with a controller. If you do, it's way too fucking hard and you can't play. I mean, you got to think about all the back end stuff that Heroes of the Storm, World of Warcraft. Those kind of games are not gonna. It just wouldn't work.
If they did, they would have to redo the whole game, and the people who love it from PC would love it on PC, and then people who loved it on PC, if they hopped on the Xbox and played it, they would absolutely hate it, and then they would have wasted the $500,000 to make this game playable on another console. So there's certain games where people,
and that's just why they're not going to even try it. The games
it wouldn't be cost effective.
The games that.
There you go. Thank you, Morg. I was looking for that word.
Well, yeah. Oh, okay. Anyway, we're gonna. Wow, I done lost everything. But we're gonna get into it, guys. Competitive gaming scene. Got a couple of questions for everybody, and we're just gonna talk about this, and then we'll get into the BlizzCon here in a little bit. Will esports be given the real sports treatment? I've said this time and time again.
What do you mean by that?
Yes. Can esports be given the real sports treatment, as in like football, baseball, basketball, hockey? The answer to that, in my eyes, is yes and no. Yes, because the amount of money that is in esports, and this is in the next question, but the amount of money that's in esports is just amazing. Some of the big championships are over $1 million prize purse. You got the first place prize winners going, $500,000 to $750,000 for first prize. Isn't that where? I mean, I know sports organizations, they pay $1 million per year is kind of low. But that's the question. Will esports be given the real sports treatment?
All right, let's look at TwitchCon. Just saying. I'm going to say TwitchCon, was it yesterday or today?
Yesterday and today.
Yeah, well, I'm saying is the one where the 10 top players got given money.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
So this is a big field, and people are making money off of this. So I think one day it will happen. I don't think we'll see it in the next couple of years. I think it's going to take around 5 years to fully hit. But I don't think any gamer is going to get paid as much as like a football star or a soccer star.
Yet.
I don't think they're going to get there until about 5 years from now.
I don't ever think they're going to get there, though. I don't ever think that they're going to get to making as much money as the football people do. I mean, you gotta think.
It's not about money at this point. Money's later. I'm talking
That's what I'm
about
saying, 5 years from now.
the treatment being, you know, and I'm just going to use this with Cloud9. Okay, they've got several teams in just several different games. Now, can their organization get the same treatment as, say, and they're from California, as, say, the San Diego Chargers?
One day, but not anytime soon. That's what I was trying to say.
Did I say
I
San
don't think
Diego
so.
Chargers? And isn't it St. Louis? Wait, I don't remember.
Yeah,
the
it's San
teams.
Diego Chargers.
Or say San Francisco 49ers. I mean, that's I mean,
Why are you going with California?
because I'm looking.
That's where the gamers are from.
That California West Coast is where most of the gamers are from the esport world. Now there are
okay.
some on the East Coast. I know there's some down by Yogi in Georgia. There's some in Florida. There's lots in the Northeast. And then of course, like this is how it kind of goes. And that's all. A lot of that's PC, and then console is more, in my eyes, from what I can see, is more in the middle of the country.
Yep.
Michigan, Illinois, with all the way down from Wisconsin, all the way down to Tennessee, over into Missouri, Iowa, Kansas. Those are all high console,
Gamers.
high console, like high product, like high gamers from those areas that play console, Call of Duty, Halo, things like that. So, do I think it'll ever do that way? I do. Eventually, not the money. The money is never going to be there, okay? Because from what and I'm just going to use him, from what Megatron does for the Lions, he makes $7 million a year for 3 years. So he has a 20-something million dollar contract for 3 years, but that's just that one person. No, not one person in gaming, in esports gaming, is going to do what he can do. Therefore, you just have to adjust the money to what they're actually doing.
See, that's what I was saying. There's never gonna be equality, and in the sports industry, there's never equality. But I was just like saying, like, even if you go to, let's say, right now, who are the most professional gamers right now?
Professional poker players.
No, I mean gamers. Like who? Like, I know Tom Syndicate isn't a gamer, but like right now, he has a lot of money. But the thing is, like, that's a YouTuber, so I'm trying to think of a pro gamer. Okay, any names here?
Well, it's
'cause
not
all I
about
know
what.
is from League of Legends. Like, I was just like looking for gamers, but
Okay, well, one of the highest paid esport gamer, one of the highest paid esports gamer, is Olaf from Fnatic, Team Fnatic on Counter-Strike. He's one of the highest paid esports gamers in the world. Minus, like Faker and all those guys from, League of Legends and whatnot. But he's one of the highest paid in the world, and he still doesn't. He doesn't make a tenth of what a pro in a physical sport would take.
by any chance, you know how much he's making?
I didn't look it up, but a couple $100,000 a year.
All right, so, but okay. I'm gonna say like I got asked here, but aren't all esports game in championships having money payout?
Yes, they all do.
Are there any money payouts in winning like the Super Bowl?
Yes, there is.
Okay, so there's a payout in both.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm saying right here, it's never going to catch up on the money scale. I'm agreeing with you. Unless the government completely crashes and all money gets equal to $0 and we have to start over, maybe then, but that's a 1 in a million chance. But the thing is, like, no gamer we're gonna be taken seriously soon enough. But the thing is, we're never gonna be taken that seriously where we get paid that much money.
Right. Okay. Yogi?
I mean,
chime in on this?
I think the only reason no, we're looking at it the wrong way. Like as far as dollar for dollar, yeah, there's so much old money in sports, and those are the people that are fighting to keep esports from growing because they don't know how to monetize something that's so different. And you know, for outsiders, the video game industry is scary because it's grown faster than any type of media. You know, everything else, if you think about it, it's taken decades to grow. You know, but video games is still really young in comparison, and it's still rapidly growing and evolving. So
Hmm.
people get scared by that. They're like, "Whoa, where did this thing come out of?" Like, video games went from being toys to being serious entertainment for a wide audience. You know, so I think the bigger thing is that for esports to hit the level of sports, which it will happen. It's not if it will happen; it's when it will happen. There needs to be more of like kind of local pride involved, right? So it's not
Hmm.
just ubiquitous sponsors from random places, but there's like local interest, like let's say you're in Michigan, and then there's a distillery, microbrewery, Tom's microbrewery. He takes interest in the local esports team, and then the town, the local cities and towns get interested in the sport because there's a local sense. There's no sense of real local interest in esports. It's very little, and that's what would get people excited. So that even if they don't understand the game, they get excited about the players' stories, the narratives that they're sharing, and the fact that they're from their hometown. Oh yeah, that person's from my hometown. Awesome. And then they'll start supporting them. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
That's the thing that's lacking. If they and we could do that now. You know, there's nothing stopping people from doing that kind of like the New York booger butts. That could be a CS:GO team. Who cares? Whatever you want to call it. It's arbitrary at that point. But have that kind of local, if that local pride going, the geo data, and then you can share narratives that excite people, so that when you see a esports game on a ESPN 2 or 3, there's more of a frame of reference. I mean, they've already done that with Dota 2 and Heroes of the Storm,
Hmm.
and people that don't know what those games are still watch because they were kind of curious about what was going on. So if we could create that kind of excitement for people on the outside and make it more accessible, I think that's the ticket right there.
Right, and somebody fun said something in chat there. There will be eventually a paradigm shift with the generational change soon. It could happen once the millennials start moving into position where they will be influential. That makes, I don't know if you guys understand that, but it makes perfect sense. Once the esports scene jumps into where they can actually influence more people and actually change people's minds, they will then be successful. Until then, people are still grasping the concept of actually esports being a real sport because it's not physical, or you don't have to be athletic or whatever to be a sport. Kind of going into the next question. What's that?
I was about to say, because you hit the physical thing, so I'm gonna hit that real quick.
Yeah, give me 1 second, man. It brings the next question up: the stigma of athleticism in sports. And what I was just saying, do you have to be super athletic to be in sports? Not just esports, but just sports. Because that's what we're doing now. We're not saying it's just esports and sports. It's not separated. I'm putting these things together.
Because they are together technically, like they're getting together. See, okay, what's football? There are people athletic, but they're also big and bulky. And every gamer I've ever seen, most of us are thin, look like we need food. Until most gamers I've seen are quite younger. They're not that old yet. Because actually, I think most gamers have done gaming around like 27, 28. I don't think there's any gamers who are doing it professionally after
Most
that
of them.
point.
Most of them,
Yeah.
their gaming career. Most esport players are around the age of 18 to 25. Now there are the ones that are still in it. Hiko, which is 30-ish. You got a couple of the teams that have every one of their teammates are 26 or above. So, but they're winning world championships, so they're not gonna quit, kind of thing.
And then there's coaches who are still doing it, coaching, who are like 30 years old, who are no longer players but just coaching because they have experience. But so I think with the physical part, we're gonna get let down because we're not a physical sport, and also all of our players like a lot younger and are a lot younger compared to professional ball players. Like most professional football players are around 23, around 24. They just got out of college.
Yeah, they don't even start their career until 24, 25 years old. But
yeah, so
then they play till they're 40. So
yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's what I'm saying is like we start as soon as we get out of high school or college, and then we can also be going to college while we're still doing a sport and like doing anything. So it's one of those things. It's controversial with that in that particular spot. So when we put this in a magnifier, they have and they're also getting hurt and all that stuff. That thing is, I wonder why all of these gamers are getting out around 26, 27, 28. Why they're all jumping out around then. Why they're letting, because they still have the good experience of being able to beat people. So.
Well, as you get older, your reflexes and everything goes downhill. So I mean, that's just what. Yogi, you want to chime in on?
I don't think it has anything to do with like the average shelf life. It does play out that way, but I think it's honestly just because it's mentally exhausting to stay on that grind with esports. I know some people that are like, I can't name by names, but I know people that are like very well known esports, and I guarantee people will know who I'm talking about if I ever said anything. So I'm not gonna go there, but you know, and they're changing up what they're doing because. You know, they realize it's too much of a grind for what they get out of it, and they're like top tier. So, and again, that's the way it is by design because there's not anyone really paving the way to make esports more accessible because they make it so that it's more like the chief people that watch esports are people that wish they could be in those spots, but they're worried more about the fame and they think that also comes with fortune, and it doesn't. Well, it's a lot of hard work, and it's only maybe the 5% that really see significant income where they can actually really live off of it. You know, with traditional sports, you know, and I know I'm going off on another point, but I think it's important to mention. There's a lot of pro athletes. You know, if you look at like compare a college football player to a pro football player, and I love the NFL. Don't get me wrong, I love the NFL. I love watching any game, doesn't matter who's playing. I love playing fantasy football. I really get into it. You know, I enjoy all facets of it. But you know, the college players play with their hearts out, right? Because they want to get recruited, right? And then the NFL players, a lot of them have this attitude like, well, I'm here already, so I don't care. I'm going to get paid regardless because I got a 3-year contract. You know what I mean? You could tell by the way they play. You know, and if you consider the actual play time and how much they actually train, people assume that, like, you know, pro sports, you know, traditional sports athletes are always athletic in the sense of physical shape. But that's not true, actually. A lot of them are in bad shape. They eat like crap. You know, and all they do is, you know, build up the tone, but they you know, have very little stamina, terrible heart condition, all kinds of problems. That's why you see stuff that happens, like, oh, this player had a heart attack, or this guy got winded really easily, you know. So
see, that's one thing that's interesting to me. Like you see a lot of these, like all these sports players, like right now, like football players, all them eating bad. And you see a lot of these gamers actually eating pretty healthy. So I really wonder why there is such a difference between those two things. Like, shouldn't it be where people are eating healthy?
That's too much of a conversation. We're not going to even get into that, dude.
And it shouldn't be. I'm saying, shouldn't it be opposite? The football players eating healthy, while the gamers are sitting on their butts playing video games and getting fat.
But we have to kind of stay on track, though, guys. Let's we don't have much time, so. Borg, do you want to chime in on this at all? No, you're fine.
No.
All right, good talk. Harry? Hey, good talk. Guys, the one thing that I wanted to say too before it was with the athleticism in sports as well as esports, it's nothing about, like Yogi said before, the some of the football players that you see out there are fatter than crap. I mean, you're like, how do they even run? I mean, like a lot of the linemen, offense and defense, they get tired as crap because they're going 150% and they're carrying around 350 pounds. Yeah, there's stuff. I mean, there's different things with gamers too. They're bigger than crap, but they work their ass off most of the time. Gamers, unless they take care of themselves and they eat correctly and they go to the gym, they go to do things like like a Bajira or a Pasha biceps or anything like that, you're not gonna get you're gonna get thick, you're gonna get fat. No offense, I haven't gained any weight because I don't eat. But it's
Me too.
it's something that just because in my eyes, and this is from me being a gamer myself, in my eyes, I honestly think being an esports gamer is harder than being a professional football player or a professional baseball player or a professional hockey player. I actually think it's harder, not physically, mentally. One of the reasons, and this is something coming from a esports team owner on League of Legends, is one of the reasons why he quit is not because of he wasn't having fun anymore or they were losing or whatever. It's so mentally draining that he couldn't do anything else. Like the reason, and it's Reginald from TSM, the TSM owner, which now you guys know he has an esports team. He has yeah. He has a team in Counter-Strike now. He has some of the Swedes or the Danes, which are just freaking running rampant right now anyway. But going, the reason why he couldn't do it is because it was so mentally draining. Because a football player, okay, we're just going to use football because most people know it. What they start training, mid-July into June, July, they start doing their camps. From the end of the season till about June-ish, they have off, their off time, but then they're right back on the grind. Yes, they work very hard for what they do, but they get paid for it. They get paid well for it. Even a bench warmer makes $500,000 a year or a couple $100,000 a year for sitting on the bench or being on the practice squad. Yeah, my buddy, a guy that I used to know that I was in high school, he was a big sumbitch. He went down and tried out for the team, and he was so big that they hired him to be on the practice squad, and he still made $150,000 a year, not doing a goddamn thing. He was on the practice squad. They didn't do shit. They got beat up a little bit, but he was so big, he didn't take any bruises. He gave bruises. They had to slow him down or say, hey, dude, you got to slow down. Just because he was wanting to play. He got to play 2 pro games, or he got to play 1 pro game, and he dressed 2. But ultimately, I mean, it's 2 different aspects of sports. Yes, is the physicality in football, baseball, hockey, soccer, is that needed? Yes, it is. Is that mental state of that same sport needed? Yes, it is. But the mentality, the mental state of a pro sports player is not going to take as much as they will physical. But on the other side of that, an esports player is going to take far much more mental anguish, I guess you could call it, or mental instability because of how much they're actually concentrating and how much they have to practice, how much you have to stare at that computer screen.
All right, I'm going to say something real quick. You said something about football players practicing for about 6 months. Mm-mm. All professional.
They actually do it all year round, but they actually get a couple months off. So
I'm saying, they get a couple months off, but a lot of pro gamers don't get any time off.
They get about a month off a year. They do,
Maybe.
But it's spread out. I'm going from an owner's mouth, so argue with him if you don't like it.
Ben, But if you look at that, let's say, what's an average football game time or soccer game? Isn't it around an hour, 2 hours?
Hour and a half to 3.
All right.
A soccer game is 90 minutes. Or what is a soccer game? It's 45 and 45, right?
Yeah, then there's a 15 to 20-minute break in between.
Yeah.
Then the football game, and then the football game is also the same thing. So the thing is, with them, you get breaks like if you're playing a match.
Mhm.
You don't get a break if you're playing a esports game. There is no pauses. There are no. You
Yeah,
play
you
the
do.
game. I'm saying you can get a pause. There's some okay with League of Legends and Smite. I don't see pauses happening unless there's an electronic problem with the keyboard or something like that. I don't see a pause.
But you're right now you're kind of seeing the differences between apples and oranges. There's obviously differences, but it's
No, I was saying your mentality thing. I'm saying I was making sure everyone knows what mentality is. I was saying I'm agreeing that the mentality level is a lot higher. You constantly have to be thinking. That's what I was saying.
right, exactly. Well, and you got to be thinking in most sports, but like I said, there are sports that are more physical. They're more physical, and then you have esport, which are not as physical, but a lot less. It's a lot more mentally draining. Anybody else want to jump on this real quick before we move on?
I mean, yeah, I just want to highlight that you can't. No one can underestimate the mental strain. Because if longtime esports players that are top tier, they're top dogs, are complaining about how exhausting it is mentally, and even physically, because sometimes you have to move around a lot. That's telling you something, and just the fact that unlike pro sport, traditional sports, the money's not distributed as evenly. It's only like the top 3 teams, the top 5 teams, to see any real cash flow. Everyone else is trying to get there. You know what I mean?
Right.
So because of that, it's this constant pressure. It's like we really got to do good, or we might go home, empty-handed. Sponsorships only cover so much, right? So I think that's the issue. There needs to be some reform, and I think it's very much possible because if you have all these sports teams, and again I go back to NFL, people play that get you said $7 million a year for 3 years, and a lot of players are getting those multi-million-dollar contracts. Then you got people making a modest sum, $500,000 a year or something, and all they do is sit on the bench. You don't see that in esports. You either play big or you go home. So that's the big difference there, I think. That's what needs to change first for it to be more accessible across the board.
True. Sounds good. I was just going to tell you to take the next one, but you're not on the show notes. Sports and activity involving physical exertion and the skills in which an individual team competes against others for entertainment. Okay, we already went over that. The next one I want to get up is gamer girls that are turning to other venues. You remember writing this, Yogi?
Wait, what was it again?
Gamer girls turning to other venues. Is there money in esports?
Oh yeah.
Start that out.
We were kind of hinting at that earlier. So there's been a trend. If you look around, you'll see there's a lot of former esports gamer girls that are now turning to streaming or booty pics, but they dressed it up nicely by saying, these are cosplay pics, or this is artfully nude. So to find ways to dance around the fact that they're kind of whoring themselves out. And again, I'm not getting mad about it. If you got it, flaunt it. But it's kind of sad because they're kind of almost forced to do that because they realize I can't stay on this grind. I need to do something different. And then doing that, they kind of own it, right? It's theirs, and the only thing that's keeping them from making that money is them just quitting or closing shop. Whereas with esports, there's a lot of variables you got to consider. Are you keeping your sponsors happy? Is your team gonna stay together long enough? Do you have a good coaching staff? Blah blah blah. There's a lot of variables that can mess with your money.
Oh, all right, yeah. Brandon, Now we're talking about money, sir. Have at it.
Now the money.
Money.
What do you think, man? Gamer girls turning to streaming, YouTubing. Let's talk about the money in esports.
The money in esports. I'm not gonna go into anything about the gaming girls. I don't. There's sites out there where they can be pouring themselves off on because no offense, if you're on, there's like if you're on Twitch, there's girls showing most of their boobs. I'm just gonna get off the subject real quick. There's a Pornhub site. Go to it, please. Don't be doing that on a gaming site. It's my common sense.
Right.
Like, sorry.
Well,
you knew I was gonna say something like that.
Just a little of what you guys are talking about. This is where I kind of look up. It's just esportsearnings.com/players. Now, there are quite a few players. This is through their whole career. If you guys look at that, you have Universe on top. I don't even know what game he plays exactly. He's Team Dignitas, and he's made over $1 million in his career. But what he had to do to get that, or actually almost $2 million. And he plays Dota 2. Oh, I'm sorry. The top paid esport players, the top 26 are all Dota 2. If that tell you how popular Dota 2s are. Well, no, it's not all Dota 2. There's a StarCraft. There's Warcraft 3. Moon Jang Jung Ho is he's 460,000 on down. But a lot of these are just because of the length of time that the game's been out. We even have somebody that's on the top 100 that plays Call of Duty Ghosts, and he's made 276,000. But it's what you do, not in the tournaments, and not. I mean, like Yogi said before in many different shows, whether it be Horseplay Live, whatever, Gaming Death Podcast. It's how you brand yourself and how you are. We just got done with a big streamers tips on Horseplay Live, but it's how you put yourself out there. What are you doing to make that extra income? Now he's streaming. I know Universe for a fact, not just his earnings, but he streams all the time, or he used to anyway. He made YouTube videos. He made so much other things. A lot of his earnings are tournament winnings, but that's not. I mean, if you're just starting out in this, you have to get to that point, let alone get on a pro team, let alone make that $1 million mark. Because that's what every gamer wants. I mean, that's my goal, is to make my first $1 million with gaming. That's a realistic goal that can happen if I do it right.
I'm going to point something out. Mm-hmm. On this list he just posted, guys, if you look at the top 10 of them are over $1 million, and then the rest are under $1 million.
It's all Dota 2. And it's how long they've been there. Universe has been there since the beginning. I mean, he's also 35 years old, too. If I'm not mistaken, right?
That's old in esports time.
25. Total prize money earned from 39 tournaments, $1.9 million. That's just tournament prize money, guys. So, that tells you anything. There is money in esports. That's the ultimate question. Is there money in esports? There is money in esports, but like what Yogi said, for that top 5% that that even make it to a professional level, yes, but it depends on how they brand themselves. Okay, do you want to know a reason why Wild Turtle's not through the roof right now? Because he doesn't brand himself the right way. And I'm not saying he's not a great ADC, and I'm not saying he's not going to have at least 3 or 4 more years in esports and actually do well. But he's not at that big dollar mark because he did not brand himself the right way.
Well, that's the thing. We're out there is about to be taken out. He's going to be put in. But just saying that, like, it matters what people do with any sport they do. Mm-hmm. If they play poorly for a whole season, are they going to be first round pick next season? I don't think so. if they played bad the whole season, they're not going to be put back up on top. They're going to be put somewhere in the middle, and that's where I think he's gone.
Right. Well, and you gotta think about it too. Like, how long has he been in there? How many championships have they won? How many? In real sports, you know how you brand yourself? You make big fucking plays. That's it, right there. I'm gonna tell you right now. Nobody knew who Charles Johnson or what's his damn name. I'm just gonna say Megatron because I don't remember his first damn name. But nobody knew Megatron before he was making these insane catches and these touchdown grabs. Calvin Johnson. Nobody knew who he was before he was towering over 5 freaking DBs and catching the football in the end zone, or this one-handed fingertip grab on the sidelines as he's dragging his feet out. Nobody knew him before he was making those. But that's how he brands himself. Is he's the playmaker. He's number 1 receiver on the Lions. Yeah, I don't want to talk about the Lions. They're playing right now. Somebody get me the score. But that's how they brand themselves. Now, esports, gamers, how do they brand themselves? They can't really just go out and make big plays because there's not a lot of time to do that. You have to brand yourself on social media. Yes, do the professional football players and all this brand themselves on social media, Twitter, Instagram, whatever they can get on? Of course they do. But they have agents and shit to do that for them. Esports players, they might have an agent, but why are you going to pay somebody when you're hardly making shit yourself? That's where your team comes in, if you're on that pro level. Yo?
I agree. I agree completely. I'm trying not to derail us, so I'm just
Nope,
gonna...
gamer girls, well, you got your 2 cents. Gamer girls turning to other venue, you already talked about it, did you?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I joke around about it.
Mhm.
I said whoring yourselves out, and I say that jokingly. I mean, I always say if I had that as an option, I'd do it, and there'd be no shame in it.
Mhm.
You
Now-
gotta make a living.
Right, true that. Now, there's something that we wrote down in here, and I was kind of looking for that spot to put it in, but earlier we said we used the old money effect, okay? Culture differences in esports. Work ethic, internet infrastructure, old money effect, for example. Yo?
Yeah, so I think there's a lot of things that make esports less viable here in the States, and it's mainly we're behind on internet infrastructure. Like I mentioned before, we're like number 8 in the world, which is kind of surprising considering we're supposed to be a world power. I would think we're at least top 5, but nope. and just like I think globally, other countries take more national pride in their esports teams, whereas here in the States, unless you're into esports, you kind of like whatever. That's not really a sport,
But
that's like we're more dismissive of it. It's like, yeah, it's not really a sports team. It's not really. It says sports, but it's not really sports.
Right, and well, you got to think about it too. With and I'm going to use Korea or even just Asia in general. Well, Korea's a great one. The reason Korea is so why they have multiple championships and multiple games, why they have is just because they have that's what they are. I mean, they are an esport country, where America or the United States is a football, baseball, the pastime. Just now here over the last 5 years or so, we've been getting into the soccer, or that's when MLS started and everything. I mean,
yeah,
you got to think about how far behind we are, which we really shouldn't be, but it's what the United States thinks of competitive gaming as a whole, that it's not a sport, that it's just a bunch of kids playing video games. Here a little while ago, the Heroes of the Dorm, it was televised on ESPN3. That's another thing that was actually coming around. Now, hopefully, maybe next year when we start getting some more tournaments in here, that the people for television will say, "Hey, what are we doing here? We need to tap into this. We need to figure out how we can get this so we can televise this because more and more people are watching it." and not put it on ESPN3, but maybe put it on ESPN2, or maybe let's put it on the main channel. Just because it's starting to grow. As they grow, who's going to be that first cable, I'm going to say cable company, that's going to say, you know what, we're going to take a chance on this. We're going to televise every esport event. And then all they have to do is be like, hey, we really want to televise you. Let's work out a deal to where they get the feeds or just whatever it is. How amazing would that, and this is the question here, because we're actually kind of starting to run out of time. How amazing would that be if we actually got to turn on the TV and turn on to ESPN, say just ESPN2 or even 3. They make it on a, put ESPN3 on even if you have to buy the extra cable package, that'd be a little bit more for them to make some money. But how exciting would it be if you could turn on the TV and you see League of Legends, or you see some esport on TV, so you can watch the game in your living room opposed to having to sit in your computer? Anybody? Would that kill Twitch?
Hell no.
Honestly, would that kill Twitch if more and more people said, "Oh hell yeah, let's watch it on my 60-inch flat screen instead of this 30-inch screen on my computer"? What's up?
Where did you get the top 10 esports countries? Because I'm looking for that right now. To share the link in chat.
I didn't. This is just from information that I know.
All right, I was looking at I couldn't find them. All right.
All you should have to do is go on Google and say top 10 esport countries, and it'll pop up.
I did, but you kept on showing U.S. is in the 5th and 6th, and you said 8, so I was looking for 8, but to show the one you were talking about.
I have no idea what you're. Okay.
I just think overall it's a win-win scenario, because marketers are desperately trying to figure out how to reach people. And, they finally discovered social media, and all they're doing is the same that they've always been doing, is just interrupting people. It's like, oh, people are on social media, let's just stream on there now. So, TV's on a steady decline because the content's less relevant now to a lot of people. So why not, the video game, I forgot the numbers. I remember last time I checked, the video game industry now grosses more than the movie industry.
Mm-hmm.
It's a growth sector, and it's not going to go anywhere. Some analysts say, oh, it's going to crash. Nah, it's not. It's going to be a paradigm shift. You might see more crowdfunded stuff. You might see more small studios rather than these huge, these big studios that are too big to fail. But the money's there. It's just if some people get smart and start, marketing through the esports, channels, then everybody's gonna win. Not just Twitch, not just TV, and so if TV starts getting regular esports content, I don't think it's gonna hurt Twitch. If anything, it's gonna complement Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
I think everybody will win. Television desperately needs some fresh stuff. Other than reality television.
Yeah, true.
See, I think if they did, I think it would actually not hurt. It would hurt Twitch a little bit, but the thing is, I think they would any of these people. I think Riot would still stream Twitch and ESPN, so therefore I think it would be hand in hands. Take with a grain of salt that they're going with multiple people, but I don't think they're going to lose people are playing who are computer freaks already, because people who are watching these already are people who are like me and you guys, who are going to be playing video games already on our PCs and have it up on another screen. Because that's what I do. I have it up on another screen when I'm watching it. And I'm playing a game or reading something, working on whatever, and can have it up.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think they're going to take it and put it on a 62-inch TV and say it's all good, because there's other data socially what they're going to understand if they do put it on there. Because on Twitch, there's hosting, with I have played on Ranked to Diamond with Nightblue. And so with Nightblue, when there's a Riot thing, he hosts them, and we all stay in his chat and just talk around and talk instead of going into Riot's thing and talking. We're watching on another thing and watching him and talking. So it's the social aspects where you can talk in Twitch where you can't talk on TV. So therefore, I'm thinking it won't get that major on TV, but will still could go major on TV.
Okay. Yeah. Who is on pace? Wow, I just lost everything I was thinking about right now because I was thinking of two different things. All right. I mean, answer him first, and then we got one more question that we want to talk about. No, I don't really think it's about the who's going to be on TV or who. I'm just thinking if you could turn on the TV, okay, and because like me, I have a TV in my room, so like I can watch cable if I want to while I'm playing or while I'm watching esport or while I'm getting ready for a podcast or whatever I want to do. Like right now, I'd like to just flip it on and turn the channel. I should find the remote before I started this so I could flip it on and watch the Lions game, but still I didn't. I'd be too distracted. But just to be on TV is one of those things where I think it could there's a pros and cons to everything, guys, right? So I think it could help to the point of like for somebody that really has, like a lot of my friends are like, man, so how's your esport thing going and everything? And I'm like, you guys watching it? And he's like, yeah, we started watching. I wish it could be on TV, though. Wish I could watch it on TV because they are not really computer people. Like, they have laptops and they watch my stream and they watch the Sunday Dose and Geeky Horseplay Live and all the other stuff when we go live. But that's all they do. They're non-gamers that are actually taking a liking to this. That's what we need is more non-gamers to take a liking to where, like I said, one of those cable channels say, hey, we're going to take a chance and we're going to try you out, blah, 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 blah. It's one of those things where it would be awesome if it would work, but trying to find the space for it to work is harder than not. Is that Harry?
You know what they could do to win the best of both worlds is they could do both. They could have it on TV and on Twitch.
Well, that's what they would do. They wouldn't just do one or the other. I mean, that's just taking views away because of what Kill said a few minutes ago. He'll sit on one of the, somebody that he follows religiously, and then whenever something happens with a riot, it's a tournament or whatever, he hosts them, and then they all sit and chat and talk and watch it. That's him and his community that just loves it. So they're not going to cancel nothing on Twitch. But one more question, guys, and this has to do with Riot. High Res. Who is on pace to dominate the MOBA space? Now, I think there's one left out of here, because I think if it gets big enough, they can dominate. We're gonna go Blizzard, High Res, Studios, or Riot. In 5 years, in 10 years, let's discuss this in a few minutes, guys.
We can throw Motiga in there too if you want.
Yeah, Motiga.
I think Riot will probably still stay near the top. I think right now they're just growing a little bit constantly.
Mm-hmm.
Each year they get bigger and bigger. Because like last year they had like maybe around 1 million watchers. Now they have around 2 million watchers every time there's a stream. So they're still like they grew from last year to this year. So I think in 10 years' time, I think they're still going to be this huge thing, and especially with the new blood always coming in. And there's people like me and you can get into the area with Riot, because if you get into Master Series, they will actually there's people who gotten contacted because they got into the Master tier and ranked. So there's teams who will recruit new blood often. So I'm thinking Riot will be that big.
Okay, now when you say new blood, I'm gonna put into there not just only people, but new blood in games too, because even as popular as League of Legends is, or even as Smite is right now, and it just kind of started, as popular as it is, there's always more games coming out. There's always more MOBA chances. There's always more, more games that, people are liking and falling in love with that are doing the right thing and getting into the MOBA scene or the competitive scene in MOBA the right way. So, I mean, you got to think about that too. Yogi?
I actually think, the numbers don't back it up. And, this is just my hunch. But losing Nika Harper hurt Riot. I think that they're losing some momentum. Meanwhile, Smite is growing faster. Hi-Rez has been a lot more aggressive with their social. They understand community, all right. They understand the importance to spread out and diversify what they do, and to develop brand ambassadors from the inside and outside of their company. Mm-hmm. They're super responsive on social media. They are teaming up with marketing channels that are huge and small alike. I mean, the fact that they're responsive to, folks like us is flattering. Riot doesn't care about us little people, and that's gonna catch up with them in the long run. And I think that's why Nika Harper left them.
Well, and that's and two though. When a company gets so big, they don't look at the little people anymore. They look at how can they make that extra $1 million, getting with, and I'm just going to use us, Yogi, but is getting with Geeky Antics going to make us any money? Not at all. They're the little people, so we're not going to bother with them. Hi-Res Studios, who comes to out because we've had personal experience. GeekyAntics.net has had personal experience with Hi-Res Studios and actually talking to people that are of decision-making caliber, to where we say, we would love some keys for Xbox. Here, done. They're all yours, buddy. That's awesome. We would love, God packs or whatever. If they can do it, they do it. They don't even think twice. They just be like, Geeky Antics, sure, hell yeah, Yogi. Here you go, buddy. Spread them out. And then we spread them out.
I want them. I want them. Do it.
But it's, what about you, Harry? Are you thinking of anything on this?
About what?
Who's on pace to dominate the MOBA space?
I don't know what that is. Not gonna lie.
Morgana? She's gone. So
she's gone, yeah.
I don't know. It could be my personal opinion on the whole thing. Who could possibly dominate within the next 5 years? Do I think League of Legends is gonna probably stay near the top? Yeah, they are. It's just because of how big they are now. But is Hi-Res Studio, Blizzard, Motiga, are they gonna give them a run for their money here come short? Oh yeah. League of Legends, if they're losing any kind of momentum, which, like Yogi said, when they lost, her name just totally above my head.
Nika Harper.
Yeah, when they lost Nika, they lost a lot. And I just, if they can replace that and actually keep climbing, I would kudos to them. But they're losing momentum very quickly. I just think the other games, the other MOBAs that are coming into this, Heroes of the Storm, Gigantic and Smite and all these other games that are actually doing it the right way. Because Yogi, how long was Smite in alpha?
On Xbox?
No, on PC. I'm talking about before when they started.
About 6 months.
6 months to 9 months. How long was in beta?
About 4 or 5 months.
About 3 to 4 months. So a year total. They were from alpha to full out game, and now they're already getting in esports, guys. If you guys aren't playing Smite, I don't care if it's on Xbox Live or PC. You guys need to be. If you need copies of the game, copy keys or codes or whatever for anything like that, we'll try to get them for you. But guys, start tracking Smite.
Give me everything. Give me everything.
You gotta talk to Yogi on that. But start tracking those guys, because Smite's coming up really quicker than people really think or can see. And their esports scene's kind of been on the under the radar. but I watched an eSport event and holy shit, I was happy as shit when I was watching it. So, is it gonna come up? It will, and I think that, like I said, Riot needs to make sure they stay on the ball, because if they don't, they're in trouble. Yeah, guys.
Yeah, I think they're nickel and diming too much for my personal taste.
Well, when every company reaches their peak, they have to have those nickel and dime stores to get them over the top. And that's just business. That's just good business anyway.
Well, it could be said that that's actually stunting their growth. You know what I mean? Because it's better to have more people supporting the game than just like the 10 to 20% that are footing the bill so everybody else could do the free to play. You know what I mean?
See, and you never know when any of these major companies are going to hit plateaus, because Riot might have just hit a plateau and they might have stopped growing for a little while, and then they could grow again. See, it's like running. You work hard for a while, and then you eventually hit a plateau. You can't grow any farther. Then eventually you get over that plateau, and then you go up really fast. So there's plateaus and the same thing. There's going to be a time where you don't grow that fast. So it's going to be just takes time and effort from each company to grow. I think if Smite, people who made Smite, play their cards right, they could be up there with League of Legends.
Yeah. Hello?
Yeah.
Everybody just stopped talking.
Hey, we got quiet same time.
It did, yeah, it did. Real quick, guys, it's about the end of the show, and I do want to make sure that, before I get into that, if you guys heard anything that you guys want to talk more about, I know this show is I'm really avid in the competitive gaming scene, and I really like talking about it. If you guys think of anything, you guys can mail us at ob1x2@geekyantics.net, and of course, our voicemail line 206-415-4987. But we're gonna get into the road to BlizzCon real quick. BlizzCon is coming up here on November 6th and 7th. If you don't have your virtual ticket, you can buy it now. Go ahead and get it. If not, talks too much. I know. Yeah. I know I talk a lot. Kind of my show. I got to.
Now you're getting the flack that I usually get.
No, I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, thanks. I don't even know where I was going at either. I lost everything. Yep.
Road to BlizzCon.
Yeah. Nope. Got it.
GG.
Yep. Good job.
GG, he lost everything.
Thank you for
Thank
the
you,
love that you
Franz.
kill. For that. Yeah, appreciate it.
So,
Actually,
Road
it's
to
fun as fun.
BlizzCon.
Road to BlizzCon.
You know, you just
That's
you
how
could
we
just,
told you.
just start talking about anything about it, right?
What's
Like,
that? Wait, what's the road to BlizzCon?
Yeah, I don't even know what it is.
Never mind
gonna
anymore.
lie.
I got it
Yeah,
now. I
that's that
remember.
video, guys.
Road to BlizzCon, guys. Hearthstone's already been played. The Heroes of the Storm's already been played. We're gonna be getting ready for the European Championships here, starting October 3rd and 4th, and then of course, like I said, BlizzCon is November 6th, 5th, and 6th and 7th of November. Like I said, if you haven't got your tickets, get it now. I did acquire about able to stream BlizzCon for people, but it goes against terms of service or some bullshit like that, and they said no. So can't do that. So if you guys want to do it, get your ticket now, guys. I think they got some pretty cool goodies in there for every game that they play. So other than that, does anybody else have anything to say about BlizzCon? Have you guys been watching that? The road to BlizzCon, any of the games?
I haven't been watching it, but going onto that link that is in the Google document. Have you guys been seeing like the world championships for World of Warcraft? I didn't even know there was a world championship for World of Warcraft. Like seriously?
Yeah, it's 3v3.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Now the complete roster is done. Actually, that's the. Never mind. I've got to look at the brackets so I can know who won. Actually.
Who won what?
In the games now, Okay, the top 8 teams were Temple Storm, Cloud9, Murloc Geniuses, Team Immunity, Cognitive Gaming, Complexity Gaming, Relics, and Furious Gaming. This is Hearthstone, or Heroes of the Storm, sorry. The top 4, which is the top 3, actually go to BlizzCon. Temple Storm, Complexity Gaming, Cognitive Gaming, and Cloud9. The top 2 definitely going is Cloud9 and Temple Storm, which Cloud9 actually took it 3-2 in the finals. So congratulations to Cloud9 for winning that tournament, getting ready to go to BlizzCon. So Cloud9, Temple of the Storm, and I don't know the other one because it's not decided yet, I guess. Alrighty then. Makes no sense. Good. Yogi, got anything else to say? He gone.
He's gone.
He's
Just
gone.
like that.
Gone. Bam. Gone. Mr. For Love of the Kill, you got anything to say, bud, before we get out of here? Where they can find you at?
You guys can find me at For the Love of the TKill at twitch.com. Or you guys can find me on League of Legends, The Evil Waylock, or you can find me on Xbox Live as the Killer Sniper 305. Alright, see you guys. Bye.
Harry?
Yeah, so the future, I don't really get why you put that, but I'm not gonna say anything about it.
Yeah,
And I gotta go.
you said that shit. Shut up. All right, guys. Yogizilla, you can find him everywhere. Yogizilla, I mean everywhere. Like, type in Yogizilla on Google, and there's like 4 pages worth of shit. So find him anywhere on Twitter, Instagram. I don't know if he does Instagram, but of course Twitch. You guys can check him out. He does lots of shows, including, but not to include, Time of Whammy Tea Time every other Saturday. That'll be next week Saturday, and then he does a Retro Friday, which is awesome most of the time when I can actually play. But me, guys, for myself, will be 1x2 here, anywhere and everywhere where you can find great OB1x2 content. Yogi, do you have got a jet? He's got a jet. All right, so that's it for us, guys. We want to make sure you guys check us out on YouTube and Twitch, Geeky Antics, on youtube.com/Geeky Antics, twitch.tv/Geeky Antics. If you want to see a video of all our different shows, you guys can go to geekyantics.net/scheduling for all our different shows and lineups that we have Thursday through Sunday is our biggest podcasting and streaming days for now, but we are still looking for writers, streamers, content providers, anything that you want to do, think you want to do, come on and ask and talk to us on geekyantics.net. Hopefully we'll guys see you there. If you guys want to get a hold of us, you guys can write us at mail@geekyantics.net or ob1x2@geekyantics.net, or leave us a voicemail, 206-415-4987. Thank you guys for supporting us and for supporting our streamers. One more thing I want to say, if you guys have not voted on geekyantics.net, damn it, I didn't mess it up. I think it's Obi's beard, maybe? Maybe not. I don't remember what it is anymore. If you guys haven't voted, go on to geekyantics.net, save or shave. That's what it is. Save or shave. There it is. And you guys go over there and vote for me, guys. You guys can vote in many different ways. My wife's kicking my ass right now, so I'll be looking forward to Yogi or Obi, myself having no hair on my face. Yeah, that's it, guys. Really appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Thank you to Killer, For the Love of the Kill, Harry Man Rocks, Morgana Frey, Yogizilla. Really appreciate it, guys. We love you long time, and we will see you in a couple weeks. Later. I don't know how to work music, I guess. BFT, you shut your mouth. Thank you guys for watching and putting up with my randomness tonight. But I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys.